If you like this video, please click on the like button. Comment with the names of the movies you would like us to cover next. Click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified of our latest creations. We cover 100 movies from around the world every day. To advertise with our channel, reach out to us. Our contact information is on our channel page. Now, let's move to the plot of this movie.
Rahab Ahmed, who is presumably the CEO of a telecom company, drives through a single-lane desert road while a speeding convoy of motorbikes and cars headed by a local goon named Chandan pass by. Within the city of Sawalpur, a rally led by local politician Vikram Singh Vicky Banner is passing through the city. A sporadic stone-pelting event starts and the rally turns back. Incidentally, the Muslim neighborhood and the goons of the politician clash, resulting in the terrifying death of a butcher behind a closed shop by Chandan's hands. In a lecture series, Rahab gives a talk that he came back to India because he would like to contribute here and did not feel at home in the USA. Next day, Vicky's fiancé Nivedita Nivi Singh has a heated altercation and accuses him of being a coward and being complicit in the violence. Irate Vicky pushes Nivi away as he gets a call from Nivi's father, Gyan Singh, who is presumably the leader of the political party. He advises Vicky to get rid of Chandan, but Vicky argues that Chandan has been with them since Vicky's father's time. Gyan Singh calls a local police officer and tells him to kill Chandan. Gyan Singh next calls Nivi as he tries to explain all the political scheming to her daughter, but she hangs up and smashes a picture of him in anger. Chandan calls Vicky and tells him that he is at Vicky's farmhouse and laying low for a while. Vicky goes to meet the local police officer, Inspector Sandeep Tomar, who informs him that Chandan already has had previous complaints and that he has to die and Vicky should think of his future political career instead. Vicky gives up Chandan's location to Tomar. Rahab drives to his wife, who is in a literature fest in Nahargarh Fort. Meanwhile, Vicky reaches home to find that Nivi ran away from the house, leaving a letter explaining that she does not want any part in the family politics. Due to congestion on the road, Rahab has to take a change in route via Sawalpur. Vicky's goons locate Nivi while she was feeling but is still in Sawalpur. Incidentally, while Vicky and his goons try to convince and hard-hand Nivi in a public space, Rahab passes by and ends up helping her escape the goons in his car. An ensuing car chase follows, but they get them off their tail as their car falls in a ditch. Rahab accompanies Nivi as they make their way to Nivi's friend Saif's place, and she explains that he needs to come with her, else the goons will kill him if they find him. Tomar tries to assassinate Chandan but kills a farmhouse worker instead, who falls inside a water ditch. Chandan sees all this and runs away scared. Nivi and Rahab make their way to her friend's house as she explains that she is running away from her home and does not want to marry Vicky. Vicky receives a false confirmation from Tomar that Chandan has been terminated. Gyan Singh sends a social media manipulator to Vicky, who explains that he can circulate fake news, that Nivi and Rahab have fled together and that it is a case of love jihad in order for them to be easily traceable, as foolish people might help them in their search. Chandan calls Vicky's closest goon, Jay, informing that someone is trying to kill him. Jay tells him to flee towards another city called Dolly. Nivi and Rahab reach Saif's house as he informs them that Section 144 has been imposed on the city due to religious unrest and clashes due to the fake love jihad story. Vicky watches as the fake story becomes viral and panics. Rahab leaves Nivi as he wants to get back to Nahargarh despite the circumstances and wants to collect his belongings from the car so that he can be on his own way. The goons find the car first, and at the same time he learns about the Love Jihad conspiracy. The sister of the person killed in the farmhouse, whose name is Santosh, finds the dead body and informs the police, but a female police officer tries to gaslight her and cover for Tomar's fault. Chandan gets a lift from a random Muslim truck driver who is also driving towards Dolly and has a fleeting but interesting conversation about kidney regeneration that the driver's doctor had told him about, that he can keep donating kidneys because they regenerate. Rahab goes back to Saif, but Saif leaves Nivi and Rahab with a motorbike and asks them to leave. Nivi says that Rahab needs to stick to him, else he might be killed. They make their way towards Nahargarh as he wants to go to a book signing of his wife. Saif's father, believing the fake news, informs Vicky. Vicky arrives at Saif's house but doesn't find them and, at the same time, receives a call from Chandan from the truck learning about his whereabouts. Vicky meets Tomar and gives him another chance to terminate Chandan. Tomar gives orders to the female police officer to kill the sister of the dead farmhouse person to remove any witness. Nivi and Rahab reach a blocked road and leave the motorbike and run to join a crowd of people, fleeing the clashes to a warehouse where they see the goons also enter. They make a run for it again and make their way through a highway and find the butcher's family members who are also leaving Sawalpur, who pled to Nivi to not inform Vicky or Gyan Singh about their temporary stop, fearing further persecution. Nivi is disheartened and Rahab reveals that he came to India because he was scared by aggressive behavior of nationalist fanatics he encountered in the US and not because of his benevolent tendencies. One of Vicky's cowardly and clumsy goons finds them on the highway and shoots Nivi unintentionally in a clumsy handling of the gun and rides off. Tomar intercepts Chandan's truck but Chandan escapes. The goon who shot Nivi calls Chandan to inform about his mishap and that she might be taken to the nearest Agarwal hospital on the highway. Chandan asks this clumsy goon if he knows why Tomar is behind him, to which he replies that he had overheard Tomar and Vicky talking about him. Chandan picks up the hint that Vicky might have been annoyed at him. The female police officer who has been tracking Tomar catches up to him. Tomar asks her if she took care of the sister, to which she gives an offhand reply and then helps him chase Chandan instead. Rahab brings Nivi to the Agarwal hospital and finds a doctor who happens to be his acquaintance to get help quickly. Tomar calls Vicky and asks him to send all his goons to follow the truck Chandan had escaped on. Instead, Vicky asks his social media manipulator to spread another fake news that the truck is smuggling beef. Just as Nivi's operation is over, Vicky's goons and Chandan reach the hospital at the same time. Chandan shoots the goons and helps still injured Nivi and Rahab flee towards Nahargarh in the beef smuggling truck in return for Nivi's to vouch for his life to Vicky. One of the living goons informs Vicky about the hospital incident and Vicky rushes to the hospital. Vicky learns that Chandan, Nivi and Rahab have left on the truck towards Nahargarh. Vicky calls the social media manipulator to undo the beef smuggling truck fake news. The manipulator and his team flees, hearing this, leaving. Frustrated, Vicky calls Tomar to intercept the truck on its way to Nahargarh. Rahab makes a video of Nivi telling her part of the story, counteracting the fake news, but owing to it being a video, it does not get completely uploaded to Twitter. Not X yet, due to poor network in the remote roads of Rajasthan. Rahab also gets the beef smuggling truck message and they take a diversion stop and look at the trailing lights of bikes that are trying to find them. As they reach the entrance of the Nahargarh fort, the gates are closed as security forces and the manager of the event, all believing in the fake news, deny them entry. Rahab calls his wife inside, who is also unable to convince the managers about Rahab's innocence. As Rahab pleads outside, his wife pleads as the situation tenses. Vicky reaches the entrance of the gate and orders Chandan to kill Rahab, banging at the gate of the fort. Chandan, being scared of Vicky, follows and stabs Rahab, and his phone falls on the ground with the video being completely uploaded to Twitter. Rahab kicks Chandan and runs away bleeding. Vicky drives away with Nivi in the truck. Rahab is chased by Chandan, who is shot by a pursuing Tomar and killed. Vicky halts to a stop in front of a mob who identify the beef smuggling truck. Nivi hugs Vicky and the mob misunderstands Vicky to be Rahab, mercilessly beating him up. Tomar wants to shoot Nivi, but the female police officer stops him and blackmails him to follow her orders, revealing that she has kept Santosh's sister alive. Rahab reaches the performance stage of the Lit Fest as the show ends, and his wife rushes to help him. Later, police find out that the beef smuggling truck was full of donkeys. A post-credit scene shows Rahab recovering from this stab injury. Nivi stands for election instead of Vicky, with the female police officer and Jay behind her, and Rahab is seen far in the crowd. Rahab returns to his home and finds it charred.